Deck chairs. I mean, they came in the Victorian era. They are kind of an iconic symbol of the seaside, and they were first introduced to beaches in Margate. They were camp furniture for the Indian Army, and then they transferred to the decks of ships, and then they ended up on Margate Beach, and they were so comfortable. You can't sit up straight in a deck chair. They're so sort of perfect for relaxing that they were adopted across the country. The Victorian beach was very similar to a kind of marketplace. It was such a busy, noisy, clamorous place. There were lots of traders there selling things, and I think that's something that we don't associate with the beach now. We kind of want to lie back and glory in the sunshine and sort of bask there and have our own little family groups. But Victorians were being interrupted all the time by all these people trying to sell them currant buns and lemonade and fruit and seafood and things like that. So that is an area where it's quite different. You might have phrenologists wanting to read your head bumps on the beach. There were sort of quack doctors selling the latest marvelous medicines, and there were entertainers, you know, people singing, people doing comedic performances, minstrels. So that element was very, very noisy, and something that people complained about. Children were still making sandcastles then. Tin buckets were mass produced for the first time in the Victorian era, and little wooden spades. Georgian children had been using little wooden spades to dig up their gardens. I mean, admittedly, very wealthy Georgian children, but the Victorians really had that kind of bucket and spade for sale in souvenir shops, and that's where that kind of started from. Another thing that you wouldn't see at the beach today that you would get in the Victorians, absolutely crucially on the beach, was the bathing machine, which was like the wheeled changing cabin, which people used to get from the sand into the sea. And those still survive in their successors, the beach huts. But the idea that you might have to go in one of these horse-drawn bathing machines to be pulled into the water is obviously something that we've done away with.